All right. Hello. Good evening or good afternoon. Good late afternoon, I should say. Like 5 o'clock on a Saturday. Sorry, 5 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. The sun is going down, but still gloomy, gloom and doom a bit because it's been raining. Who cares? Welcome to Brothers of MGTOW. I am your host, a brother of MGTOW, and this is episode 13. So I'm probably just gonna do another MGTOW thoughts Reddit experiences episode today. Yeah, where do I start off? I'll start off with sort of going back to Melbourne. So, uh, okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna start this off like this. Um, I went back to Melbourne last week. That's sort of why I took a bit of a break. Melbourne, if you're not familiar, I am from Melbourne. Originally, I've been there 18 years. And now I'm moving. I had to move up here to Sydney for a PhD. Not a big fan, but guess work's got to get done somehow. And sort of going back there was quite nice, meeting all my friends again. I find that Melbourne for me, it's much easier to go MGTOW for me because I think being around there, you grow up so long, you know the places around there. It's much easier on you, like you're not pressed to, how do I put it, do the same thing over and over again. You're always open to new experiences in Melbourne, at least from my point of view, because I know so many people, I know so many places, and it's just a nicer place to be in general. I think sort of driving around the back roads of Melbourne, sort of I went out to Yarra Valley and then sort of going back, like I didn't take the quick way around. We went through the back roads, through all the farmland and stuff. I thought it was really nice going around here. It's not something that I find a lot in Sydney. Sydney, all you just get is what, mountain land. Uh, you got the mountains on on the west. You've got a national park on the south, which is sort of what it's like. Like seaside on the south, and then you got seaside on the north. It just doesn't feel nice as opposed to just looking at all the greenness that you get sort of going up to Yarra Valley, sort of in the east. In the north, you got all the all the, we call it. You got all the greenness as well in the mountainous areas, and then sort of, well, yeah, if you want the seaside option, you go out west a little. But yeah, it just feels nicer. Again, as I said, part of going MGTOW, you try to experience. I don't know I'm just trying to find the right words first. Because you're not bogged down by women all the time, right? I think once you have a woman in your life, you're pretty much anchored. She's the ship, you're the anchor. You're pretty much weighed so much down. She's like an anchor. You can't really do much. But once you go MGTOW, you realize, wow, I can do all these new experiences. I can do all these new things, you know. And sort of, I have a friend as well. I won't say he's. I don't think it's right to say I'm trying to convince him to go MGTOW. But what I try to do is explain to him why MGTOW is important. Okay, and this is sort of the reason why I went MGTOW, not the motive. I've already talked about the motivation behind me going MGTOW, but now I sort of try to give a clear, explicit explanation as to why I went MGTOW. And why I went MGTOW can actually be put down with a question. Okay? So, suppose, like, I'm a 24-year-old doing my PhD in pure maths. I know I'm on my way up, in a sense. Yeah, I'm on my way up. Now, suppose I get to the top. Okay? Right now, I got no woman in my life. In fact, a lot of the women I know wouldn't want a chance to be with me. So I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But here's sort of where I have a little conflict. Suppose you sort of go up the ladder and you realize more women want to start being with you. Let's say these women don't want to be with you before because you couldn't give them what they want. Now they start wanting it. Nah, this is the problem. This is the problem why a lot of people why MGTOW exists. A woman, I know. I'll just talk about this quote. It really hits home. It's one of those with the female, self motivational female quotes. Like, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve my best. Well, I'd like to flip that script now to a man, and now watch all the women start going sexist or something like misogynist. You know, just think about it. Just think about it. What if a man said, "If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve my best." So you didn't want me, like you didn't want a guy who is working very hard in his career, going from the bottom to the top. And now when he's at the top, you suddenly start going, I want him. And let's say he says no, because he's probably not blue pilled. He's probably either a red pill or a bloody tip top MGTOW. And she goes going, oh, then some complaints. She complains about how you're such a bitch or whatever. She let's just say in short, she can't handle the rejection. Then you're basically dodged the bullet in a sense, right? Because, well, A, the reason why she couldn't take the rejection is not because, she loved you, blah, blah, blah. It's because she couldn't get access to your resources. And so that's the reason why you dodged the bullet, because you just denied her access to what she wanted, and you did the right thing, in a sense. But part B as well, sort of why she would do that, well, partly why you should try to reject her is she doesn't love you for you, and that's the reason why many people go MGTOW, because they've opened up to the realization, their eyes are open to the realization that women are not in relationships for love. I mean, I'm sure there are some, but they are not even the 1%ers, just like the 0.1%ers. Most of them are there for the money or for whatever a man has. A woman just wants to take it. And those are the ones you gotta run away from. There are so many blue pill manginas who just go around thinking, oh, a woman loves me for me. And then when she leaves you, it was you gotta go, no, start complaining. You start blaming yourself and so on like that. My opinion, sort of, well, you were blue pill to realize that she didn't love you for you, and that's the problem with women. That's really the problem. just this again. I found MGTOW to be a good combatant force. Yes, I just checked it. So yeah, I find that MGTOW is sort of a counter attack to the female nature. So I just gotta check something. I'll be back. Danny, he said knock, not lock. Sorry guys, just had to deal with a brother who couldn't understand the difference between knock and lock. All right. Okay. Yeah. So that's yeah. I guess I'll just summarize what I just said. The main reason for me going MGTOW is I don't want to be in a situation where I'm now at the top, and then women start suddenly going, "Oh, I want to be with you," and I'm like, "Well, you didn't want me before. Why do you want me now? You're just proving yourself to be a gold digger, pretty much." So that's yeah. Again, that's just shows who you are as opposed to who I am. And then I'm going, nah, I'm good. So just yeah. So I just check something. Yeah. So that's one thing, I guess. That was just something that I again, if anybody who comes across to me and starts asking me about MGTOW, this is sort of what I ask. And yeah, as I said, if your answer to that question is no, then probably you should think about MGTOW. Probably not. It takes time to go through all the steps of MGTOW. There are many phases of MGTOW, and there are many levels of it. I guess the thing is you need to at least be aware of these things. You need to be self-aware of the fact that 99.9% of women only only want to be with a man because he can give her what she wants. And basically a lot of MGTOW men are basically saying, stop, we're not gonna give you access to that anymore. You either love us for us or you fuck off. And there's nothing wrong with women getting angry about that. That's understandable, and sorry, an understandable reaction. But to go all better that was, yeah, I won't explain anything else. So that's that. Okay, I'm just trying to go through some Reddit stuff. So I'm just trying to look at the Reddit post that I brought up. Uh, so I'm just trying to look my posts. I'll probably look at the posts. Ah, yes. I'll explain. I'll just what's this? Okay, I'll be back in 2 minutes. I just found this. So not too. I'll be back soon. But I just found this. I went to a hat shop with my mom about a couple of days ago, and I found this awesome thing, and I thought, why not? I'll buy it. I'll show you. Alright, embrace the hatred. Yeah, I got this hat. Flat cap. I think it looks good on me. I like it. I know a lot of people on Reddit. I went now to Reddit. You know what? I thought I just got a flat cap. I just told them I just got a flat cap. It feels nice because two reasons. I thought one, I emphasize being me as opposed to being what society wants me to be, which is I guess one aspect of MGTOW. And the second thing is I'm not, I bought this using my own money, right? Imagine you have a woman and you want to buy something for you, and a woman's like, no, 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 that's not good, that's not good. I don't have to go through all that now because I know that no one is going to weigh me down. No one is going to be my anchor. I can just go all the way straight. Yeah, so yeah, I just thought when I got this, I thought, well, it fits me very well. I'll get it. It looks cool. And if people want to knock me for my sense of style or for how I do things, for being different, I just think to them, fuck you. And that's really, yeah, that's why I just thought, it's good. I'm really embracing MGTOW through this. But at the same time, for me, it's just I do it for me. I just felt this was nice for me, and yeah. But as I said, it just it just brought up MGTOW in my mind when I bought this. I thought, yeah, I look cool with it. I'll buy it. It's supposed to look like that, and I don't know why that's a little bit tricky. How to get it straight, but yeah, it looks cool regardless. Yeah, I'll take it off. No point. All right. So I'm just reading some beautiful things. Can some people may not appreciate it, but that's fine. A lot of people saying, yeah, that's why I thought it looks cool on me. I'll have it on. Why not? So that's sort of one thing I was talking about. Also, what is it? No, oh yeah, I was also talking about how the anime subculture, and sort of a lot of subcultures as well. So anime gaming subculture, it's just now being very infiltrated by women. Okay, even the sports I won't say sports subculture, but it's more sports culture now. Now this whole infiltration by women, it just I won't say it's bad. Although as a MGTOW, I should probably say it's a bad thing, but I just feel now that right now it's becoming to a point where a lot of traditionally male, well, things that traditionally pander to the male demographic is now being infiltrated by women. And these women just feel like they have to invade into this into this, let's call it a male safe space for what let's call it for what it is right now, right? And I was thinking, are there any male safe spaces left? So I'm just still I'm just pausing because I'm starting to read a few things regarding this post that I made. Yeah, so this is sort of what I'm about. This sort of goes into what I've been talking about a fair bit. I don't know if I talk about here, but I talk about women in STEM, and I probably consider that to be the last topic of today. So I'll just finish off what I was talking about with the sort of the male safe space stuff. Okay, so I'll just sit back and relax. So yeah, the especially like anime now. Anime was Anime used to pander to the male demographic in some sense because a lot of men who were quite beta in a sense, who were nerdy, yeah, nerdy geeky men, they used anime as a way to escape from, I wouldn't say as an escape, but as a relief to the stresses of modern society. And now it's like it's getting harder for, I wouldn't say getting harder for men to keep watching it in general. Yes, good. I don't think good, but like let's say MGTOW like men, it's getting harder for them to sort of stay in this subculture because now it's sort of been infiltrated by the female gender in a sense, where and it sort of gives rise to a lot of manginas as well. Now with a lot of women who sort of get in there. It used to be the nerdy geeky guys. Now it's sort of all the manginas are getting in there because of the whole women female infiltration, I guess. And I don't say infiltration because I think now that women are starting to be more aware of these things, they feel that they want to be a part of it and everything. Likewise with the gaming culture, especially with Gamergate that happened. I'll I don't know enough about it to talk about it, but I am aware of the basics of Gamergate as well. You know, fem- the female invasion of the gaming subculture just created a whole bunch of controversy about it, I think. Like, oh, video game characters are sexist, this, that, blah, blah, blah. All loads of bullshit that women put up, and there were a lot of men who sort of just went on the defense, going, "What's your problem?" There was a whole bunch of feminists that came on and just exposed a whole lot of shit. It just got really crazy. Yeah, I don't blame anybody in that. Well, apart from the feminists, but we all know they're not decent people anyway. So let's just ignore them for what they are. Yeah, so I'm just thinking, a lot of these things that are traditionally male, like sports, even sports, for example, now a lot of women are getting into sports. Before, sports was a traditionally manly thing. Women was sort of had to stay out of it. But now, sort of with the advent of now third wave feminism, we have to pander to the female demographic, the whole gynocentrism in the society. You have to pander to that. So now the whole notion of women's AFL, whatever the fuck that is. By the way, if you don't know what AFL is, it's sort of Australian football. I suggest you look it up. In my opinion, the best sport in the world. But now we have a women's team. Like we got women. What do you call it? We got a women's league, whatever the fuck that is. Apparently, their logo looks like a dish rack. I won't go into any deep misogyny, but it's just it's to a point where now I want to have an interest where most of the people that I encounter are men. You know, I'm not just men, but I don't want women. It's just I want people of high intellect, you know. And we all know how the left are with intellect. You know, the whole liberal feminist shit. You know, we all know how that reduces people's intellect quite easily. I want to have good talk, good conversation about this stuff. But then the whole concept of a male safe space is now being invaded by women. But yeah, I won't go through too much detail about that. This is more MRA than MGTOW, but still, it's an issue that needs to be discussed because I think being MGTOW, you have to consider certain truths that the MRA present. And one of the truths that the MRA present is that traditionally male safe spaces are now being invaded by women. And you need to open your eyes up to this, and especially for those who are high level MGTOWs, you know, the ones that reject all women, but reject any contact with women. How do you go around that? You know, do you have to live totally off the grid? Do you have to carefully construct your life so that you don't have any contact with it? You know, that's hard. I'm I'm just saying that these issues will be relevant, even though they seem more MRA. Yeah, now the last thing I want to talk about is women in STEM. By the way, if you don't know what STEM is, it's an acronym for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So we're talking about women in STEM subjects, in the STEM industry, I should say. Okay. Now, first of all, I'm not. I'm just going to turn on the light. It's okay. Sorry. So first of all, I don't oppose the idea of women in STEM. I don't oppose it. If a woman feels like she can do well in the STEM industry, by all means, go do it. Now, the problem I have, and the thing that I oppose the most, are programs to encourage women who enter STEM fields. Okay, you know, all these programs. I guess the one in my university, they call it Girls Do the Maths program. I oppose those things, and I'll talk about the two main reasons why I oppose it soon. But yeah, I oppose the idea that we need to have a program to encourage women to get in STEM so we can fill all these, I guess, well, quota filling a quota, or trying to achieve some sort of equal representation in the of females in STEM subjects, all that load of horse shit. I kind of oppose that idea. Okay, and here's two reasons why. The first reason why, I guess, is a very meritocratic one. Okay, I think the idea that we need to judge a person not on their gender, but rather their abilities and talents, right? Again, I want the best person. Like if I was to hire between a man and a woman for a job, I don't judge them on their gender. I judge them on who would be the best person for the job, who has the best abilities and talents, or whose abilities and talents match best to what I need. So that's sort of one reason why I don't think programs to encourage women in STEM are are good for the whole betterment of the STEM industry, because if we if we have to fill a quota to encourage women to get into STEM, then what happens is that there will be a lot of men who are, let's say, far more talented, right? Who will get snubbed for the jobs out there, right? So it just doesn't make sense to have. I won't say it makes sense, but it just doesn't work out to have a whole program for women to get into STEM if the purpose is to increase the representation of women in STEM. That will never work. And this sort of leads to the second reason why I think trying to increase the reputation will not work. Women generally do not enter STEM subjects by choice, because of choice. If they had a choice to do an easy degree or a hard degree, 9 times out of 10, I think not just women, but anyone, but women would generally enter the easier one. Now, STEM is a very hard industry in terms of intellect level, work required, the demands of the subject, I guess. I am a mathematics PhD student, so I can attest to a lot of this stuff. So I'm just yeah. So I just think that it comes down to choice for women, and a lot of the women they are intimidated by STEM subjects, right? They are because, as I said, it's a very hard subject. I know many women in my that I've come across in life who are intimidated by STEM subjects because they say it's hard, and rightly so. Rightly so, it is hard, you know. Maths is a hard subject. No one is going to deny that. Any girl who says she likes maths either is very smart or very crazy, right? Let alone say physics or chemistry or even some engineering sub. Let's say mechanical engineering. Any woman who says she's good at it either is very smart or just batshit crazy or batshit delusional, whichever one you want to pick. So, by choice, a woman thinks, oh, this is a bit too hard for me. I'll try to do something easier. Maybe business degree or gender studies, whatever that bullshit is. Or an arts degree. Well, we call arts. It's probably just, for Americans, it's like they combine, it's a humanities thing. Probably. I don't know. I'm not too sure what you guys would say in America. Do hit me up though. I am interested to know how the American college system works. Yeah, so I just think a lot of the time women, and this is a fact of life, women generally are not capable of the high, I guess the hard work. I won't say hard work. That probably comes up. So that fuck political correctness. Fuck PC. Yeah, so women are probably not capable enough. I won't say capable, but sometimes are not open to the hard work demands or the high level demands that a STEM that the STEM industry demands from its work from yeah, from its workers, I guess, from the people in it. So I'm just my throat's gone dry at the moment. Yeah, so again, women in STEM, no problem. Programs to try to get women in STEM, big problem. Again, just comes down to one, best person for the job, regardless of gender, race, whatever social construct you want to come up with. And number two, it just comes down to choice. Women generally find STEM subjects too hard, so they'd rather pick the easier ones because at the end of the day, they just want a degree. They just want the paper at the end, the paper up there. They just want that paper up there, right? I don't know if I'm pointing right there. Uh, yeah, they want their paper up there. Okay, they want that. They don't care what it's in. They just want it because that will tell people that they've finished the degree, and then they can just worry about trying to be a mother or God knows what else. Yeah, again, another potential MRA issue, but it is something of MGTOW relevance because, well, because A, that's my industry. The STEM industry is my industry, and B, it gets really hard to go your own way when you're in that industry, especially when there's a high proportion of manginas around there these days. Mangina white knights, I don't know, whatever you would call them. Yeah, so I'll probably leave it at that. I'm getting really, really thirsty. I just need a rest after a long day of teaching. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. I'm, I don't know, I'll just enjoy being MGTOW again. Enjoy being MGTOW. Yeah, I got nothing to say. So thanks for watching, guys. For all the men, MGTOW is the only way. Remember that. And for the women, sort your fucking lives out.